Hello Penguinauts, I'm the Beardy Penguin and welcome to Mars Horizon, or more specifically the closed beta of Mars Horizon. Now this is a game that I got sent the beta key to just a couple of days ago. I think the closed beta actually ends tomorrow because it took me a couple of days to get around to this. But this is a very fast up and coming space strategy simulation game, which is coming to PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch rather soon. And I got sent it to essentially see if I like it, as well as testing it obviously because it is still in a beta phase, and basically just sort of spread a little bit of awareness and see if you guys like it as well. Of course it seems right up our sort of alley. I play a lot of Kerbal Space Program. I mean, I don't want to throw KSP Killer out there. It seems like every game that's remotely similar to Kerbal Space Program, like Simple Rockets 2 or anything, I'm like, oh, is it the KSP Killer? I doubt it'll be a KSP Killer, but it does look like a very, very interesting game. I believe in the beta, yeah, so we can go up as far as the moon, and we have a few different space agencies available to us, but really I don't know all that much about it. So I think let's just jump in and we'll have a little look at it, shall we? Right, so I believe this was actually made in collaboration with the European Space Agency, at least a few engineers from the European Space Agency, so they could try and get things as accurate as possible. But we can play as the European Space Agency. That's what I'm thinking, because, you know, I'm a UK boy myself. Rewards for joint missions. Increased chance of joint missions. I mean, this is actually quite reflective of the ESA's actual policies. So we get more science bonus from diplomatic relationships. Okay, so it looks like it's more of a strategy game than an in-depth sort of space sim, but I believe they have elements of everything. Invalid launch windows become suboptimal launch windows. Okay, interesting. No support lost for failed missions. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that just seems to describe Russia pretty accurately. Achieving a top 3 milestone rank grants, double support bonus, we get more contractors and +1 level to all vehicle parts. Well, I don't know what most of this stuff actually represents. We're just going to go European Space Agency, because, you know, let's represent myself here. Let's get Tim Peake up into space. Let's do this. Welcome to this early preview of Mars Horizon. Here we go. So we have access to the first 2 eras in the game. So from launching our first satellite to landing humans on the moon. So we can complete the crewed moon landing or get to January 1980. Considering my Kerbal Space Program skill, the game will probably end before we even get to landing on the moon. Let's see if we can beat reality, shall we? Right. What on earth is going on? Okay, so dawn of spaceflight, right? So we're starting in January 1957. And we have to get ourselves satellite. We've got a mission test launch. Here we go. Research is completed. So before launching a payload into orbit, it's vital to test the agency's launch facilities with suborbital flights. Right. And then we've got a little bit of a research tech tree here. So I believe we can start researching this. Ah, no. Okay, so it's not a thing that takes time. It's like the Kerbal tech tree where things take a set amount of science. Okay, very nice. Let's have a little look at our buildings. So we've got an HQ, a small launch pad, and a vehicle hangar. And we have a sounding rocket. And very little else. Interesting. This really is quite gorgeous, though. I mean, can we rotate the Earth? How do we rotate the Earth? Can we? I don't know. We can click on the Earth. Here we go. Right, so before launching a payload into orbit, it's vital to test the agency's launch facilities with suborbital flights. These sounding rockets will carry an array of sensors and other experiments, but don't have the power to achieve orbit. Okay, so we can plan that mission. So these are our milestones. Aha, so we have to achieve all of these, and then of course we would probably have contracts or joint missions. Here we go. So they're important for advancing our space program with the milestones, but we need to research new technology, so that's where these missions come in. So it's sort of like the contracts in KSP while you're still reaching for those world first milestones. Very, very interesting. We haven't got any active missions. Let's have a look at our base. Oh, look at this. Can we pan about? No, we can't. Okay, interesting. This is cute. Europe spaceport. Whereabout in Europe is this? That's for sure. Ah, and we can actually construct buildings and expand the space center. I like this. This is really quite interesting. So it's more... Sorry, I've got a bit of chamomile tea here. I'm just enjoying. It's more focused on the actual strategy side of things, which I really like, as well as the actual space flight. Well, anyway, let's stop beating about the bush. Let's actually plan this mission. Let's do this. Right, test launch. First of all, we have to build the vehicle. Let's do it. How do we do that? We have to design a vehicle first. Okay. Right. Build a sounding rocket. Cancel. I'm still trying to figure out... Ah, that's how you rotate stuff. Okay, there we go. Right-clicking is what takes you back. So I believe this is... It's made to be friendly to consoles, obviously. KSP was made for PC and then ported with mixed success to consoles. I believe this is built from the ground up for them, much like Simple Rockets 2 in that sort of respect. I do love this blue sort of blueprint screen, though. It's just really rather adorable. Edit the name of this vehicle. We can randomize. Oh, no, we can't randomize. I thought that was a randomize button. Yeet. There we go. We really can't change anything. I assume it's going to ease us into the game. 25% launch reliability. It's nice to see launch reliability actually be somewhat of a factor, though. Wait, 1 month to build. It's 25% chance that it's going to work. Yeah, that sounds like early space flight. Right, let's do this thing. Your engineers will deliver a construction report once it's been completed. Yeah, I don't think we can really edit much of this to start with. Yeah, it's locked at the moment, but I assume it'll gradually open up more and more things for us to change, to customize as we design missions themselves. Let's do this. Build the vehicle. Vehicle approved. That spent nearly all of our money. Right, building vehicle, that will take place in a month. What can we do in the intervening month? I'm not so sure as we can really do much. Set research. Oh, no, we can start researching that. Oh, this is... Okay, right, yeah, so we can gradually start researching it. Okay. Interesting. Still figuring out how all this works. As I'm sure you can, you know, find out. I did consider playing the game for a little bit and then doing a little video on it, but I would like to sort of capture my first impressions of this thing. But I am really already quite enjoying this. Yeah, let's just research that artificial satellite thing, and let's go forward to the next month. So, okay, so you play this all 1 month at a time. Very good to know. So let's go forward a month. And hell yes, we've completed our vehicle for the test launch. Look at this little babby yeet rocket. Oh my god, that vehicle reliability there. Okay, right, let's launch this damn thing. Okay, you have to train people and set a launch date for it. When do we want to... Suboptimal launch date. Yeah, you have to actually pick a launch window. Interesting. If we launch now, well, we launch in March, which is next month, we get a 5% chance. I don't know if it reduces it by... No, literally, we have a 5% chance that it will work. So, yeah, let's go for April. Let's do that. So we've set our launch date. Let's confirm our mission setup. There we go. I assume normally you'd have to pick a crew and all sorts for the later missions, but as it stands, I think we're fine. I don't know if we're actually competing against the other nations. I guess we are. Did the European Space Agency even exist in 1957? I have no idea. Maybe I should learn more about my history. Everything's just about the space race between the actual superpowers, you know. Let's just continue on. Essential step. Aha! We finished researching our artificial satellite research. There we go. First agency to launch a satellite into a stable orbit around Earth will take a prominent early lead in the space race. Unlocked the moon! We've reached the first era. There we go. Okay. So now we've... Oh, yeah. So we're actually competing against Russia and NASA. Oh, that's awesome. And then the moon appears there. So we can't go any further than the moon in the actual closed beta, unfortunately. But apparently the game takes you all the way to Mars in the full game. Oh, we can sort of take a little look around. Achieving lunar orbit is a challenging endeavor for any space agency. Damn. Okay, let's have a look at our research. So we've researched that. What do we want to research now? I mean, I assume we want to... What is the research lab? Technological hub of your space agency. Greatly improved scientific yields from missions. Sounds like that's what we're going to want to sort of invest in next. We've got a rocket test pad, so resulting in more reliable launches. That also sounds like something we want to get. And the assembly facility. So complex mission payloads, but we're not building payloads yet. So, you know, I'm thinking get this research lab. There we go. We'll get researching that. And, okay, so there's 25 research. So I think it will take a couple of months to actually do. But let's go to our test launch. Let's actually launch something into space. Oh, here we go. Are we ready for this? Before launching a payload into orbit, it's vital to test. Here we go. The agency's launch facilities with suborbital flights. Let's do it! Let's launch a rocket into space. I have no idea what I'm doing. This could go awfully, or it could go really quite well. Oh, look at that. I do like the rather cartoony, rather adorable sort of art style. There is a real beauty to just keeping things simple, you know? It's almost sort of cell shaded. Oh, okay. We actually have to take weather conditions into account. So I guess if you have really bad weather, you have to actually reschedule the launch. That is real cool. Right, we've been inspecting the launch vehicle. One of the following events will occur during launch. So we'll either blow it up, have some systems damage, it'll be fine, or we'll get a smooth takeoff. It's looking like we're gonna get some systems damage. It's just highly likely it's gonna blow up. But let's do this thing. Let's launch it. 3, 2, 1. Watch as it just levels the pad. Way! Yeet! Towards the stars. Imagine that going into the history books, like first vehicle to break the Kármán line named Yeet. Oh, I hear applause. Sounds like it went well. Okay, we got some systems damage. It didn't explode though. So that's nice. Following vehicle parts have gained experience. Very, very nice. Test launch! Yay! We've completed our first phase. And we get... Okay, so we actually have reputation. Which I believe the Russians didn't actually have any impact from missions just blowing up. Which is just incredible. It's interesting, they're still called the Russians, have the Russian flag. But in 57, they should really just be the Soviet Union. Still, we get 19 extra science for a month. Okay, that's very nice. So the science is monthly sort of thing that you go through, and then it builds up towards what you're currently researching, which is very, very nice. So each month we get 30. So we'll get the research lab in the next month. So let's have a look at diplomacy. What's actually in here? So we get a lot of rewards for joint missions and things. So we can ally ourselves with agencies. But right now, yeah, okay, we can't do joint missions during the beta. Oh, but I guess you could do some sort of joint moon landing. Because that's actually what Kennedy originally wanted to do. He didn't want a space race. He actually wanted to do the moon landing joint with another country, with the Soviets. But the Soviets weren't interested. So that's why he did the, we choose to go to the moon. Because, doing it alone was going to be a lot more expensive. But at that time, Ruskies had an advantage, so they weren't particularly interested in working with the capitalist pigs. Technological hub of your space agency can greatly improve scientific yields from missions. Hell yeah. Okay, NASA's also completed the test launch. They were third in a row. I think we were first, right? Were we first? I think so. Let's build that research lab. Where do we want to build it? Build it here? Oh, actually, where it builds actually has an effect. If we build it, so if we build it like right next to the rocket launch pad, it actually just shatters all the windows and we lose science. Oh, okay, that's quite funny. I think we've got -1% vehicle. So you get adjacency bonuses, vehicle build cost and payload build cost. Yeah, so let's build it. Build it here? Oh no, the trees are in the way. How do we remove trees? There we go. Oh, it costs a lot of money to remove obstructions, but I think that's worth it. Let's build it now. Yes. Research lab. Look at that. Gorgeous. I assume it's going to take a little bit of time. Yeah, research lab take a little while. Right, we finished researching that. We've researched the artificial satellite thing, so I guess we're going to want some more powerful vehicles. We only have a small launch pad at the moment. Yeah, okay. So let's research ourselves the Jupiter. Jupiter seems to have higher reliability. Okay, it takes longer to build and it's more expensive. And it's more time to research. But high capacity, high reliability, It's all about just getting into space first. Getting into orbit first. Probably should have researching this stuff. Maybe last month. But yeah. We're going to do it first. Let's do the Emerald. Just getting anything into orbit. I think that's what matters. And then we need an upper thing as well. Can we research multiple things at once? That's what I want to know. I don't think we can. Nah, you got to have your... So we've got to have an upper thing to actually push it into orbit as well. And I assume we want to go something a little bit simpler. Again, this is the cheap option. Let's just do it. It's everything on a budget. We're on a shoestring here. I mean, if this is like the British early space program, then we quite literally are on a shoestring budget. I'm not so sure we can really... Yeah, we have to do required mission research. What are the required parts? Yeah, so we have to have one of each of those two before we can actually launch something into orbit. Should we launch another sounding rocket in the meantime? Because it's going to take a little while. So... Yeah, I think we want to... Oh, can we even do it? Can we launch just another sounding mission? No. We have to do these one at a time. So we just research stuff for a while, I guess. Next month. There we go. Lovely. Right, so now we've done that. Let's start our research on this crappy little solid fuel upper stage, capable of lifting basic satellites into orbit. This is a more versatile solid one, which actually... so it spins it up so that it actually gets spin stabilized. This is actually just comparable to a firework. Let's do it. Hell yeah. As I said, it's all just about being first. Beautiful. We've almost finished our research lab as well, but we should hopefully now we'll set up the research in a minute. I want to do this. Complete the required research. Oh, we have to research the payload. Right, so a small satellite carrying some basic detectors. We need to research that, and then we can start building this beauty. So next month. Gorgeous. Okay. Let's set up this mission. We can plan it. Artificial satellite. Let's do it. Right, select the payload. Oh, you actually get to customize the payloads. That is beyond cool. Okay, so. This is the Ezro 2B, so I'm sure we can research better. Okay, we can actually swap out different types of payloads. I assume we'll get to research more different ones later. So we've got the standard one, high reliability, which is just kind of what you want. We can go for observation, improved observation modules, but reduced reliability. Get a prototype, reduce build cost, but again, reduce reliability even further. Or we've got an increased power one. I don't see as we really need power. Yeah, obviously the observation one's better. I think we just want to be first. We don't want to mess with this. We just want to get into orbit before anybody else. So, the first plan for Sputnik was a massive, great big satellite with all sorts of bells and whistles. But Korolev was actually forced to scale it back. And in the end, because of the time constraints they were under, they just sent a little cylinder, not a little cylinder, a little sphere with a few antennas that would beep into orbit. That was still enough to absolutely terrify everyone else in the world. So let's just try and go for reliability. And let's do it. Select that payload. Okay, we've got to build the payload and then we can build the vehicle for it. Okay. Very nice. We got a... Okay, that's our active mission there. So we're building the payload. Oh, now we built it there like that. Okay, payload approved. Boom. Ooh, that used a lot of our funding. Ooh, yikes. Right, and let's do some more research. So we don't want to research any of those yet. I think... Increase the reliability for engine tests. I think that's quite important. Now we're launching rather expensive stuff. Let's do that. In the meantime. Okay. Lovely. Next month, I guess. We've got a funding review in 4 months, which is hopefully we've been doing a good job. Gorgeous. Yeah! Okay, we've got our payload. It was beset by a series of issues, yet media coverage of our engineers' innovative solutions has increased public interest. Oh, bugger. Okay, so we've got lowered reliability. Yeah, we've got a bit more support, so we get a bigger support reward if we complete this. I assume if this tanks, then we're going to have some problems. Right. Let's design a new launch vehicle. Whoa, check this out. So yeah, these are all the different things you have access to. So it isn't a space flight game. It's a space agency strategy game. And I assume there'll be difficulty levels. And, you know, there's a lot still yet to come. I mean, hell yeah, this is the freaking Saturn V. Oh, no, Saturn 4B. Okay, the upper stage, yeah. But gorgeous. You've got all these things to look forward to. I'm not going to progress that far into the game because I've only got the beta's ending tomorrow, and that's going to wipe all of my progress, I'm sure. But no, this is great. Anyway, let's stick the topaz, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, upper stage on there. Hell to the frickin' yes. Let's do that. Have the booster. We've only got this one. We're just going for the cheapest budget ass thing. Oh, we can name our vehicle though. So we've got Yeet. That was our initial sounding rocket. This one's a little bit more guided. You know, it's what's it? Boomstick. I want to have zeros instead of O's. Boom. There we go. Oh, no, I pressed cancel. Ah, bugger. Right, there we go. What an awful name. It looks like an Xbox Live gamer tag, and I think that's exactly what we want. Let's save that design. Gorgeous. We don't have that many options when it comes to the actual boosters and things just yet. We only had options when it came to the payload. Right now, yeah, it's fine. Right, let's confirm that boy, and let's build it. We've only just got just about got enough money for it. That's fine. Okay. So we can go to next month or just go to the next event. We're going to complete our research next though. So there we go. So we can build our new launch pad thingy. Rocket test pad. Insufficient funds. Ah, bugger. Yeah, we can get it next month, so that's fine. Let's pick our research though. Spacecraft assembly facility. Clean room environment to aid development of complex mission payloads. Or should we start researching the slightly more reliable things? We can just go straight onto the later boosters. So yeah, this one's got crazy launch reliability and high capacity. Pretty good. Let's go for the Castor stage. I like that. Let's do it. And what era is that? So this is the Dawn of Spaceflight, but this is in the... Okay, there we go. Here's human space exploration later. And then, yeah, they're not available in the beta, eras 3 and 4. But damn, you guys let me know if you're interested in this game. I'm going to have a link to the Steam page below, so you can wishlist it, so you can keep a little eye on it for when it comes out. It should be coming out a little bit later in this year. It shouldn't be long now, though. I mean, it's already looking remarkably polished, considering it's a little beta. But let's continue on. We should have enough funding now to have our rocket test pad. So we probably want to have that right next to the actual launch pad. So yeah, +1 launch reliability, -1% vehicle build cost. Let's stick it there. Gorgeous. That'll take a few months to complete. Yeah. We've got a funding review though. Government has reviewed your agency's budget based upon your performance over the last 12 months. Ah, you've actually got to get funding and stuff. I wonder if they actually emulate, you know, the massive loss in political interest in space travel after you land on the moon. Just immediately afterwards, your budget just tanks like NASA's did. And they just start cancelling all your follow-up missions. Yeah, we've got a powerful first solid rocket booster. Well, the initial booster. Which is slightly more reliable than this one. Vehicle performance testing found the lower levels of stress on the payload than expected. Ah, reduce the chance of instrument damage during launch. Very nice. We love improved reliability. I haven't seen something explode yet, though. I am kind of keen to see something explode. I don't think we have enough funding for whatever the other thing we unlocked. Oh, we researched a booster. What am I on about? Let's have a look at some of these upper stages. Or can we just actually let's do the launch first. So I think we're ready to launch it now. High altitude photography. Oh, interesting. Where was our mission? I thought it was here. The satellite in space one. No mission slots available. Oh, there it is. Completed missions. Ongoing missions. That's it. Right. Okay. So artificial satellite. Edit plan. Let's set a launch date. Oh, we've got to do some... Oh, right. Okay. We've got to do some training first. So what's this? Science training. Ah, okay. Confirm. And then we'll set a launch date. You actually got to pick the launch windows. I mean, considering it's only a launch satellite... Well, you're only launching a satellite. Why does it have to have a month? Why is there a month where you can't launch them? It's not like you're launching to the moon where you've got to wait for a specific window. Guess maybe the weather or something. I don't know. Either way, let's select this date. Select next month. Just because we can. Confirm that setup. Launch approved! Stuck my stamp onto it. And let's blast this thing up into orbit. We'll grab a little bit of research. We'll just... what should we start doing? Early liquid fuel. Yeah, so these are early liquid fuel ones, but now we've got a quite powerful, quite reliable solid rocket one. But we can get some early liquid fuel stages, which would be nice. So that's, yeah, 600 kilograms capacity, which is nice. 650, or what's the one over here? Yeah, they maybe want to move this sort of window because it covers what you're trying to... Yeah, I would have it like pop up over here, or maybe redesign this little interface a little bit because it's a little clunky to look at the tech tree. Why would you ever use this? Basic solid crap reliability, crap capacity. No. I guess maybe it's cheap, but we'll do this one. Star 37. Okay, let's go next month and let's launch this thing. Artificial satellite. We're gonna be first to launch a satellite. An essential first step in any space program. Looks like we're way ahead of the other space agencies, so hell yes, let's do it. Let's launch this thing into space. Fingers crossed, everyone. If it blows up, I'm going to be mildly disappointed. We've invested a fair bit more into this one. Boomstick! I let a 13-year-old child name this mission. Yeah, increasing the community outreach, letting the people name your rocket. It's a good way to increase public support. Okay, we can get some strong comms. You actually have to set up comms networks, it looks like. So you actually need some space infrastructure, I assume, for the later missions. There's quite a high chance of battery damage. I don't see what the power is really going to affect. I guess we'll find out what power is actually useful for. There's a pretty small chance of a critical failure. So, you know what? Adequate conditions. Let's do it. 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! Has there ever been a more beautiful sight? Don't explode, don't explode, don't explode, don't explode. Yay! I hear applause. I think that means it went well. Secure launch. Hell yeah! Gorgeous. And I assume that increases your reliability with the parts that you use. Look at that! It's in space! That's gorgeous. So that means we get 2 comms sort of thing. There we go. So we collect some sort of resources essentially. Ah, now it's in orbit. You actually have things you can do with it. I think maybe they should have a little bit more in the way of a tutorial. So maybe just some pop-ups just telling you, you know, what any of this actually means. Because at the moment, struggling a little bit to actually figure out what the hell I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah, maybe I'll have a little bit more in the tutorial. Maybe clear up some of the UI and stuff. But honestly, this is a really, really charming little game. And it's sort of capitalizing on, I think... I don't know so much for Simple Rockets 2 because I haven't actually played it myself, but especially in Kerbal Space Program, they've completely missed a lot of this stuff. You know, there's a massive missed opportunity not to have rival space agencies actually have a little bit more involvement with the running of the space agency and everything. I know KSP is far more focused on the actual building of the craft and the actual flight and all the following things, but I think you could add a lot more strategic depth. That's why I always like the Strategia mod and stuff for KSP, but a whole game based just around the actual space agency operation itself. I really love the idea. So massive thank you to the developers for actually sending me a key for the closed beta of this game. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope you're all actually as excited for this game as I am. I honestly knew nothing about it. I got an email, loaded it up, started playing, and not gonna lie, I'm really excited. I'm gonna be adding it to my wish list, that is for sure. And if you guys would like to see more of this game when it comes out, then do let me know, because I would be very happy to oblige. I've been the Beardy Penguin. Thank you very much for watching. Link to the store page below, and I will see you all next time.